All right, let's get right into it. We are about to pull back the curtain on those standardized reading tests. You know the ones. We're going to reveal the hidden patterns, that secret language that's designed to trip so many of us up. Today, we're not just taking a test. Nope, we are cracking a code.
I mean, have you ever been there? You're staring at a question. You've read the passage like 3 times, and 2 of the answers still look exactly right. And you start to wonder, is this a test of my reading? Or is it a test of my ability to spot a super carefully laid trap?
Well, let me tell you, you're not wrong. They are designed that way. These tests are about more than just simple comprehension. They're actually built to test your attention to detail, your logic, and yeah, your ability to spot those little moments of deliberate deception.
But here's the good news. Every single code has a key. And I promise, by the end of this explainer, you are going to have the master keys to unlock these questions with total confidence.
So let's lay out the game board, shall we? The test maker's entire playbook, really. It all boils down to 2 main puzzles you're going to see over and over and over again. The multiple choice question and the short answer question. We're going to tackle them one by one.
Let's start with the classic puzzle box, multiple choice. First things first, forget guessing. We're going to use a systematic 4-step master key that honestly works every single time.
Okay, here it is. You start by reading the question and all the options first, before you even touch the passage. This totally primes your brain for what to look for. Then you actively scan the text like you're on a hunt for those keywords. Next up is the most powerful step. Eliminate the answers that are obviously totally wrong. And finally, you just pop back to the text one last time to confirm your choice is fully supported. Simple.
Now that third step, eliminating the wrong answers, that's where the real magic happens. But to do it well, you have to meet the main villain of this game. It's called the distractor.
So what even is a distractor? Well, it's a wrong answer, but it's been expertly crafted to look right. Test makers literally pull real words and phrases from the text and just twist them, just enough to prey on anyone who's scanning too quickly and not really reading for the actual meaning. It's sneaky.
Okay, here is the core difference you need to burn into your brain. The correct answer is 100% true according to the text. No exceptions. A distractor, on the other hand, it's tricky. It might be only partially true. Or maybe it's a true statement that just doesn't answer the specific question being asked. Let's see one in action.
So, imagine you're reading a passage about renewable energy, and you see this number, 85%. Your brain immediately locks onto it. The test maker knows you're going to do that. So the text says, solar costs dropped by 85%. But a classic distractor in a multiple choice question might say something like, they increased by 85%, or that 85% of all energy is now solar. See? The number is correct, but the context is completely wrong. And that right there is a perfect example of how they use the text's own information against you.
Okay, let's switch gears and move to our second puzzle, short answer questions. Here, the game totally changes. It's less about avoiding tricks and way more about absolute, total precision. There is literally 0 room for error.
These right here are the non-negotiable rules. If the instructions say no more than 3 words, well, 4 words is wrong. You have to use the exact words from the passage. No synonyms, no rephrasing. And of course, spelling and grammar have to be perfect. So the crucial takeaway here is this: you're not writing, you're copying.
And the strategy for this is just as precise. You start by identifying exactly what the question wants. Are you looking for a name, a place, a number? This really focuses your search. Then, you scan the passage for those exact words. And finally, you triple-check your answer against the rules: word count, spelling, and grammar. Done.
Just look at how this works with a text about, say, the history of coffee. If the question asks, who discovered coffee, you're scanning for a name, and boom, Caldi. If it asks, where did the first European coffee house open, you're looking for a place, Venice. The question word is basically your map to the answer.
Okay, so we have the keys for the 2 main puzzles. But how do you put it all together and actually win the race against the clock? Well, this requires a master strategy that kind of governs everything else.
People, this is the golden rule. I'm not kidding. Reading the questions first completely transforms you from a passive reader into an active hunter. You're no longer just reading to understand, you're reading with a mission, scanning for the specific information you already know you need. It changes everything.
And as you're on that mission, you've got to be aware of these super common mental traps. First, your personal knowledge doesn't count at all. Only what's written in the text matters. Second, don't get stuck. If a question feels like a brick wall, just mark it and move on. Your time is way too precious. Third, be really suspicious of absolute words like all or never. They are almost always a trap. And finally, remember our old friend the distractor. Don't get lured in just because an answer has a familiar keyword.
So, there you have it. You now understand the test maker's game, and you have the keys to unlock all the answers. You've officially started to crack the code.
Here's your final toolkit, all wrapped up. For multiple choice, your key is to eliminate. For short answers, be precise. And for everything, the master key is this. Read the questions first, hunt for keywords, and always keep your momentum going.
Think back to that solar energy example. Finding that exact figure, that cost dropped by 85%, that wasn't about luck, not at all. It was about using a system to cut through all the noise and pinpoint specific data. And that is such a powerful skill. And this really brings us to the most important point of all. Learning to spot distractors, to pay attention to super precise wording, and to read with a clear purpose. These aren't just test-taking tricks. They're the foundational skills of real critical thinking, attention to detail, and true analytical reading.
You're learning how to filter information, identify when you're being manipulated, and find the actual truth in a text. The reading test is just one little puzzle you can now solve. The real question is, what will you apply these powerful new skills to next?